Oh yeah. Wait a second. Ready? Hi, I'm Dabby, but you can call me Dabz. This is the 44th book review of my 100 Books 2018 challenge. Today I'm reviewing Pocket Guide to the Outdoors, which is based on the book My Side of the Mountain by Jean Craighead George, with the help of her daughter, Twig C. George. So Jean Craighead George is an author of a lot of kind of survival books. Like, I'll read a couple of them, okay? A couple of them are Julie of the Wolves, My Side of the Mountain, Frightful's Mountain, Julie's Wolf Pack, On the Far Side of the Mountain. So they're all about kind of nature and survival. So she probably likes like nature, outdoors, that kind of thing. And Twig C. George is Jean's daughter, and she, when I looked it up, she writes a lot of sea life books. She's written one called Swimming with Sharks, a dolphin named Bob, Jelly's Life of Jellyfish, and Seahorses. So they both really like, I think, nature. This is the first nonfiction book that I have reviewed this year. It's really, actually really surprising. It's been like half of the year and I haven't reviewed a single nonfiction book. But anyways, the reason I chose this book was because of our camping road trip to Yellowstone, Wyoming. And this book has a ton of good information, and I think most of the stuff can be used in an emergency, but some of it can be used just in general camping. Now, in this book, it has, in the beginning of every chapter, it has a little like quote from My Side of the Mountain. And reading those little quotes made me really want to read My Side of the Mountain, so I'll probably read that and review it. And the quotes were always connected to the whatever that chapter is teaching. So if it's about plants, then the quote will be about plants. Yeah. So in the beginning of this book, it gives you some information about camping sites and like some ways to like choose them, and it also tells you like I think 3 different websites that are useful. So that was really good. And it also talks a lot about food, water, and food, water, and different plants. There were edible, poisonous, and medical plants that they talked about. So 48. It talked about edible plants like blueberries, wild strawberries. You can actually eat dandelions and clovers, according to this, and wild onion, wild rice. There's a bunch of things in here. And it also says like poison ivy is poisonous to touch. They're poisonous to touch. And then there's also poisonous to eat. And there's like medical plants and all those different things. And I think that was really good. And the pictures were also really good, like I just showed you. Wait, here's a different one. And even though they were just with the color green, they were really descriptive, and they were really like they showed the plants or animal tracks or whatever really well. And there's also in this book, there's like a little chapter on having fun outdoors, which shows you how to make a boomerang, making your own map, making your own ink, and I thought that was really cool. It also says you can eat bugs, and that was, so, one second, let me just find it. So it says, bugs to eat. Don't go, yuck, you eat bugs all the time. Those black bits in flour are flower beetles and weevils. The goodness in cider includes apple worms, and small grubs or tiny flies are often in fresh fruits and vegetables. Bugs are also common in canned food. And it says bugs are good for you. They are rich in protein and low in fat. And I thought that that would be like useful for an emergency, like just in case we lose our food. Like if you're out camping and you lose your food and you get lost, that's a really good way to keep you not starving, even though it's gross.
So, do you think you can eat that?
No. I mean, if it's an emergency, I will. But it says that you can also eat dandelions, clovers, what fish you can eat, how to fish, and so much more. So that would be the end of my book review. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and while you're down there, please subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Itchy. I was itchy. So